The sustainability of productive fisheries is vital in improving food security, increasing economic growth, and protecting our marine environment. Therefore, managing fisheries sustainably is of great importance to ensure that stocks are not overexploited. Among many methods of fisheries management, a particular one we'll look at today is ecosystem-based fisheries management and whether it's a realistic or aspirational approach. Ecosystem-based fisheries management, or Evfm, is a holistic way of managing fisheries by taking into account the entire ecosystem of the species managed as a whole. The goal is to maintain and enhance targeted ecosystems' health, ensuring ecological and economic benefit in the long term, all whilst minimizing risk of irreversible damage. Evfm helps with trade-offs with stakeholder groups, bringing about balance between socio-economic and ecological needs. This allows for management to occur while keeping each stakeholder group happy. It also provides a better understanding on how the ecosystem as a whole responds to multiple stresses, providing stability to the fishery. This then aids forecasting and prediction of how the ecosystem will react to future stresses. The steps to setting up an Evfm are knowing what the ecosystem you're managing is and understanding what specific management objectives are needed through establishing the status of the ecosystem. This can be done through assessments to better understand the environment. They also help manage resources and provide a scientific basis for Evfm. These assessments provide the structure to assessing ecosystem status relative to the goals of different factors like fishing, recreation, and food security. Many experts advocate Evfm for its sustainable approach. However, the actual specific methodology of how to utilize Evfm remains poorly specified. Translation of these generic statements into management protocols has at times led to different perspectives on Evfm implementations in different parts of the world. It's clear that the concept of Evfm needs to be more effectively translated. Surveys have shown that most policymakers and ecologists have different views on their perception of what Evfm actually is. Imagine how confusing that must be. Further studies have also shown that the majority of Evfm was implemented unsuccessfully in regions where management was impeded by management bodies that didn't understand the needs of the ecosystem or had conflicting objectives. A common issue faced in Evfm is the need for high-quality observations that are timely for management needs. These issues can include observation data not being integrated to assess fisheries in a wider ecosystem context. Moreover, not all stakeholders of the ocean space are often considered, leaving many needs ignored. Issues like this leads to the common myth that Evfm can only be implemented in regions with copious amounts of data. Many critics have argued on the complexity of implementing Evfm in data-poor regions. On the contrary, a rather thought-provoking article highlighted that, as a matter of fact, Evfm needs to be conducted in data-poor regions and especially in developing countries. What if there isn't enough data, you ask? Well, a lack of quantitative data wouldn't be the end of the world. Methods currently being used range from qualitative to fully quantitative analytical data depending on what's available. Hence the emphasis of the importance of ecological risk assessments as part of Evfm. The main point here is that emphasis does not need to be on the complexity of data, but more on the need to be more inclusive in the range of factors being considered to manage fishery systems successfully. Regardless of all the fundamental caveats, there are many examples of where Evfm has shown success. Lake Vättern in Sweden is a prime example, facing multiple environmental challenges such as climate change, pollutants, and invasive species. Successful management between the Lake Vättern Society of Water Conservation and the Fisheries Co-Management Group have allowed for several improvements. An integrated management strategy was used with knowledge from several scientific disciplines to encompass interactions between socioeconomic and ecological factors, which really enhanced progress. All in all, ecosystem-based fisheries management is something that needs to be developed more specifically in each case, as each factor will play a different role in each ecosystem. We know that ecosystems as a whole are very complex, and Evfm will definitely not automatically solve all the problems that ecosystems may face. While critics may deem this as an unrealistic approach to fisheries management, sustainable progress with long-term commitment in combination with robust management strategies that are in line with the needs of all socioeconomic and ecological factors are the key to a successful Evfm. Although it's a complex task, it is definitely not unrealistic.
Created using Powtoon.